What is up, guys? It's your boy GRC. How's everybody doing today? We're live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern. Me, my co-host Sam Stolt, producer Bullish. We're covering everything in DeFi that I can get my hand. If I can get a founder and something that I really think could have any use case in this space, I want them on. But I am going to call out the bull ass that I see. A bunch of bear markets getting tight. Nerds are getting nervous. Nerds are good at getting nervous. They do. That's what they do best. And people are getting nervous, boy. Tell me about it. But what is the people on this show doing? We're all-time highs. Sam, I'm going to say this once, so I don't want everyone to hear it. And I'm really not trying to brag about anything because it's nothing really to brag over. But my net worth is officially all-time highs. And I quit my job 200 days ago with no income in the brutalest of bear markets. And I smiled every single day through it. And I still think it's awesome, frankly. And that doesn't mean that's everyone's experience either. Like, dude, I got hacked real heavy at the top. Real heavy. But I just decided every single day after that, because I was so new. I had no idea what I was doing at the time. I was working a different job. And I was like, I'm going to learn exactly what's going on here and I'm going to dominate. And that's exactly what I've done for the last 200 days. The show has been so fun and awesome. And I never expected that I would learn so much and have so many amazing people on and have so many actual guys that want to change the world. Man, it's awesome. Crypto is awesome. Of course, there's going to be people out there that just say whatever to incentivize themselves. But I'm telling you, there's some dogs coming in. There's dogs coming in the space. Sam Stolt's going over. Guys are coming over. They say, yeah, there's ROI over here. Let me beat some guys up. Take over. Not physically, obviously. But so let's get into it, guys. I'm pumped. GymRatCrypto, Sam Stolt. We got Hexy Bastard in the green room, boy. PP token? I've been trying to get a 1% allocation, and I keep telling people I'm doing that, but then I always forget that I can't do that until it comes out. So, but we're going to, guys, there's a few airdrops that I'm going to be covering. And that's kind of what the show's about today. We have Hexy Bastard we're going to talk to for 20 minutes. We're going to talk about internet money a little bit. They're doing some stuff. So if you guys want to pay attention to that, I am not involved in any of these. And I wish I was involved in all of them, frankly, but I'm a little bit, it's hard to get me to spend my money. And then what's the other one? There's one more. Oh, Texan CC, Texan.cc, Texan token. If you sacrifice, guys, for Pulsechain, there's airdrops out the wazoo. I'm out of here. 1 minute, 8 seconds. We're in the green room. Blah, 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 blah.
You already know what time it is.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hex and I'm making a stake. Got me some hedron, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that's just in case. GymRat sent me to show you the way.
DeFi Pro.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Interesting read here from what we're about to get into. We live in a world where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The world of cryptocurrency is no different. The world is full of lost hope and empty promises. That is a line from who we're going to be talking about, their white paper today. This is going to be interesting.
Sam, do you ever wear hats like this that are flat like this, or do you only wear the hats that go like this?
Oh, yeah. I wear.
Do you have any of these? I'll send you one because somebody sent me a bunch.
No, I don't have any of those.
Look at this. Look at the bottom. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's dope as hell.
Yeah.
That's cool, bro. You should wear that.
Someone
It's
also
snapback.
sent me these. It's this. I'll send you some of these too. It's this game that you squish this ball like this, like it's squishy, so you can kind of just go like this. And when you chuck it, it goes into frisbee mode, and then your friends can snag it, but you can go like this with it. But you just throw it rather. You don't need to like frisbee it as much.
You know? Yeah. Oh, cool. How is I'm excited to learn about this poor pleb.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I'm so ADD'd out right now.
Oh, you're in a good mood. You're having fun. You're enjoying the show. I'm enjoying this. This is a good time. This whole year has been a great time.
Let's bring PP Token Warlord. He's gonna be rich, guys. He's gonna spew violence all over the meme coin space, and I'm about
into your ears.
This dude's cold-blooded, guys. Let's bring him on.
What's up, boys? How you doing?
Hexy bastard. What's Gucci?
I love that hat, Jimra. That hat's cool, man.
Yeah, man. Pulse Jesus from Power City. He also sent me
underwear. Oh, t-shirt.
Yo, shout out to the Power City guys. They were rocking the Poor Pleb t-shirts at that Hex Vegas thing. Like, awesome.
Power City.
Yeah, so was I, dude. Don't hate.
Oh yeah, of course you were. Yeah.
F
Nice.
you, bro. Everyone was coming up. Dude, there was like 4 or 5 people that came up to me in Vegas, and they were like, I know you're effed up on stuff. And I was like, yes. And they're like, but we want you to wear this t-shirt. And I was like, okay, can I have it? And I just grabbed it, and then I probably just put it on.
Yeah, man, I seen your stream when you were by the pool, man. You looked off your fucking head.
I don't watch that one, baby. We don't watch those ones back. We just let the ether have those.
I messaged all my friends like, "What the fuck's Gymrat on me?" He's like,
like you know, we weren't on anything except life, what life provides. So let's talk for a second so I can get on track, because we could have fun all day long, guys, but we have to work. This is serious.
Yeah, serious, man.
I gotta make sure I can make it. Holy shit. Sorry, my God. I don't know why I'm geeking so hard. He also sent me something else in the mail too, Mr. Pulse Jesus. But anyway, so I'm done. We're done. I'm talking right now. PP token. If you cannot buy it out, it's not out yet. There's stuff going on with people are talking right now. Can you explain to me what's going on in the PP community and what's going on in the PP community? Can you explain to me what's going on so I want to get involved and I want to know more. And you know me, I'm just all over the place. I want to know more.
What an awesome like acronym for token too, though. Like PP.
Yeah. I can't believe no one did it, man. Like,
right? Like it's only been this much time, bro. It's only been this much time, bro. People like we're still having fun. Like we get the first names and shit. Like it's the shit.
I can't believe no one did it, but yeah. So we're launching soon. We just had our audit done, which passed with flying colors. We had to do like a couple of little updates, but that's been done now. You can view it on the website, poorpleb.win. Basically, we're just gearing up for launch now, so it will be very, very soon. The community metrics are going up, like the Telegram's adding more people every day. Twitter's
is that why it's getting
engagement.
some flare right now pre-launch? Like is launch, are we getting close to pre-launch? Because I can see it on my feed. And I'm just just watching, looking at stuff. I could see it popping up on the feed, and you know how things go. It's all about hype cycles a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we kind of we had our hype cycle during the SAC phase, of which we raised $1.41 million or something.
Damn,
like that.
What
crazy,
the fuck?
man, for a meme coin as well. Like,
dude, why does the Lord want us to do horrible things? Like, it's like why it gives us. You're so lucky that these people are friendly and that these people have dignity and moral standards, because it's simple as a copy and paste to rug everyone. Frankly,
yeah, I mean,
if you want to rug.
I think that part of that's down to a lot of people, certainly in the Hex UK community, they all know me because I've been at all the meetups. They've seen me in real life and they know I'm not like a scammer. Actually, I was probably the poorest Hexicon on YouTube for a long time.
I've been up there in that category for at least there was 100 days there where I could have been the bottom guy on that.
Yeah, I was really, really man, I needed Hex to go to $100 to make it, it's but that's kind of always been my story. I'm like the little guy and I'm trying to get rich, and Hex is like the thing that got me kind of involved and actually thinking, man, this shit might work for me. But then it went up and I was like, euphoric, obviously, because it went up to like 50 cents. And I thought, man, if this carries on, it actually will work. But then, and here we are. So
but then you learned about the metrics of crypto and liquidity pools and why that stuff has to turn around and why there's many
well,
problems.
it's just like if people are up 1,000x, they're going to sell, right?
I just want people to be more focused. Like if you're lucky enough to be watching a crypto show, nonetheless, this one, you need to focus up because like there's people out here and they pay attention all day. And one of them's name is GymRatCrypto now. And I stare at that. I don't care what anyone says. I gave myself 2 years to do whatever I wanted. So I'm going to do that shit. And I'm going to ride it out. I don't need money for shit. Okay? Fuck you. Oh my God. Why did I say that? Why did I say that? Why did I say that?
Then
Like,
why else do
did I
you
have
get
to
on
say
these
that?
unnecessary rants?
Why did I
Let's keep
say
on
that?
with Fifi,
I
bro.
even thought about it beforehand.
Actually, Bastard, how you doing, bro? Good to see you, dude. Can you get into poor pleb? Like what is it exactly? How does it work?
So it was just like a meme coin to basically flip the airdrop narrative upside down. Like we've had a lot of airdrops and it's usually the big guy that gets the most of it. And then that's just infinite sell pressure because usually the whales don't care about the thing that much. They let it go up a bit and then they just dump it because they didn't buy it. They didn't make a choice to get invested on it. And usually the little guy gets like a little smidge, a little tiny trickle of, I mean, this happened with me with Hedron, right? Like my hex stakes were pitiful. My Hedron, shouldn't have even bothered claiming it really. It wasn't worth the gas that it cost me to claim it. As much as I love Hedron,
Did you get your 10Xs on that?
Yeah, but like a 10X on fuck all is still fuck all, right?
No,
So, like,
hold the phone. Did you 10X those?
oh, do you mean with the more? Yeah.
bonus?
Yeah, I
With the
did.
bonus.
That's the only reason I claimed it.
And do
because
they
I
have
wanted
any
the
length
10X.
to them? Do they have any length to them? Like
Yeah, a lot of them are like long.
Dude,
long stakes,
that's
yeah.
God mode. You won the game. Congratulations.
Well, I don't know, man. Like,
Doesn't matter.
those stakes are pitiful, bro. I mean it. Like,
yeah,
they
no,
are
but
pitiful.
trust me. I know a lot about pitiful stakes, brother. I got pitiful stakes too. You know, they don't go away when you put them in there. So like my first couple, you know, stuff like that. Those are the ones I got 10Xs on. The ones that I have now that are way bigger, I have nothing on because I had to be way more tactical at the time but those ones do 10X for 15 years.
Yeah.
And that
Hedron's awesome.
Like, yeah, no. So just
no
know,
shade.
like,
No
there is
shade
real
on
value
Hedrons.
there. There is
Really
real
cool.
value there, though. I'm telling you, those 10Xs, that's money moves.
Yeah. Well, we'll see on the longer ones. But anyways, like that's kind of where the idea came from. And then we had like more recent ones like PLSD where they, you know, they did do a slightly fairer distribution because they gave like, they kind of did a bell curve, right? So like the top guys got a little less comparatively than the middle guys or whatever. But that still wasn't quite enough for me. I still thought like, I mean, I knew dolphins who had like 900 PLSD claims in like 5 or 6 different wallets. You know, that's a lot of sell pressure because they don't care about that asset at all. They're going to wait for it to go up and then they're just going to dump it. Whereas to my knowledge, there's never been anyone who's done a free claim for just the little guy. And then the whales have to consciously make a decision whether they want to be there or not.
Well,
so
it is fair to say though they did a great job as far as changing it up a little bit.
Oh yeah. I don't want to take anything away from those
distribution
guys,
method was rather impressive.
It was.
Seeing that,
but it was held up. But it was
good.
held up by liquidity that I have questions on.
Yeah, well, I mean, even me as like a little guy, because I had stakes split across a few different wallets. So even my PLSD claim, even though I'm a little guy, I got quite a lot of money out of that. So I'm not sniffing at the free money at all. But it still it wasn't as like excessive as what I was thinking about doing, which was literally like if you had more than $1,000 of an asset, you are not eligible. Like simple. So so we wanted to do it that way.
Wild to think about. Sam, can you chime in on that for a second? Because come on, Sam, we've been studying distribution methods here for a while now with all these cryptos, and I have yet to see one where it excludes the rich people. Not only does it get them out, take them out. They have a shit ton of money. Let them.
They don't need more free money, right? Like,
yeah, let them buy it. Like they can fart out $100,000. Like it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like just let them buy it. They don't have to. And Hedron was done very, very well. It had long-term like other buildings on it, like the intricate system. So I don't want to talk about exactly that product in particular. I really like that product, by the way, and it's been popping off, going nuts. And we'll look at that. later.
So the portfolio, I agree. That's how like most stuff was distributed. Like Hex was distributed to people who already had money, right? Emos or whatever on the, I think it's Cosmos chain, distributed something based upon gas fees spent. So the more gas you spent, well, who has the money to just spend like tens of thousands of dollars on gas, right? So people who had money got that already. A lot of distributions, I completely agree, are distributed to people who already have the biggest bags, and then they'll either just dump or not touch it or something along those lines. And having something that is focused more on like the everyday person, I think is very valuable. And a cool thing about focusing on the everyday person, especially if you can get that message to connect with them, is that they'll do the marketing for you. They will help you build.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there's hundreds and hundreds of millions of little guys, right? But only a few whales. The whales don't have a loud voice. They just make the chart move. So the idea here is get all the little guys talking about it, and then the whales will hear about it, and then they will start buying because they've heard about it.
So as far as technically, I can claim, you said something about a claim function for the people that have under $1,000. I need to know about this more intimately because my brain only has so much capacity for this stuff because there is a lot of it. But I have definitely a lot of wallets with under $500 in sacrifices in it.
So can you talk about the details of the claiming of PP token?
Yeah, so if you're eligible, even if you're eligible multiple times over, you will get one claim per address, basically. The claim amount, we just announced it the other day, is 1,420,369 tokens, which if you were to have sacrificed, that's about $14 or $15 worth of sacrifice value. Obviously, we don't know what that will be on the chart when the chart comes out.
Oh, that's beautiful. Wonderful. That means I can totally get involved.
So this is 0 to $1,000, or well, basically
$1 to $1,000 of value. But actually, in reality, it's slightly different to that. So it's actually like 89 cents to 1,069, because we added a little buffer either side. So there's a little bit of like bargaining room, because I know a few people said, oh, I sacrificed like $1,010 to Pulsechain, I'm not going to be eligible. And I was like, yeah, you will, don't worry.
Okay, and so the address, just so that everybody can understand this, anybody who is sacrificed to any, do you have is this, what are we looking at right here? Because these are not sacrificed.
Right. These ones here are the so also another part of the story is that like we wanted to attract outside communities as much as possible in the meme coin space particularly. So you got like Shiba Inu, Floki Inu, Cult DAO, Baby Doge, Doge Elon Mars, GymRatCrypto, a couple of our local ones, Pulse Doge Coin, the Lost Kingdom, and then we've just recently added Hex, Hedron, and more tokens onto the airdrop as well. So if you had between $1,000 and $1,000 of any of those tokens in your address at the date of the snapshot, which was the 16th of July, then you would be eligible for the free claim. More token is slightly different because that didn't come out until after, but that was on the second of this month. So that's when we did the snapshot for that one. So that's like the eligibility in terms of like holdings, and then underneath
is that one called GymRatCrypto?
GymRatCrypto, yeah.
CUM. Yep, that's exactly how it is spelled.
Yeah,
so let's go on to the next one.
And then in terms of sacrifice, anyone who sacrificed less than $1,000 for the following projects, which was Pulsechain, PulseX, Liquid Loans, Power City, Fiat, Hurricash, Internet Money, or Mintra. If anyone sacrificed less than $1,000 for those, you're going to be eligible as well. But if your address is eligible multiple times over, it does not matter. You're still only going to get the one free claim.
Damn it!
So
that would be like if somebody sacrificed, say, $500 and then they also sacrificed $1,500. Would that be disqualified them because it's $2,000 in aggregate, or just because it was one transaction was $500 means they can't?
Yeah, if one sacrifice is less than $1,000, then it doesn't matter if you did like $100,000 for Pulsechain and then like I don't know $900 for Mintra, you would still be eligible because of that.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. And it doesn't matter if you sacrifice for all these or one of these, you get this. You can claim the same amount.
Yeah, it's all going to be the same. So every free claim is going to get exactly the same amount. So like make sure that the distribution is completely fair for the free claimers. The only way you could have got more than that is if you sacrificed or if you buy it on market.
Cool.
And GRC said 1% allocation, so I'm buying on market, but I'm sniping it when I want to. first.
Good
but
luck
I'll
with
say
that, bro. 1% allocation is gonna cost you a lot of money.
No, for me, like of my wealth.
Oh, of your. Oh, right. Okay, I thought you.
Like, I wanna do
I thought he meant the other thing too.
Fuck that. I'm not playing with all these poor plebs. They're gonna fuck me up. But I will snipe the bottom with 1% of my wealth. You know, maybe probably. Well, I don't know. I say 1%, but I usually do like $900 to $1,500, like on stuff that I'm like speculating on. Whether I don't really know what the numbers are, but again, I just do it once, and then I feel like I'm a part of the team.
Yeah.
So
Well,
people are
the
always
idea
like,
with this is
Tangent
max
was
users.
messaging me on Twitter today, like, I counter trade all your streams. I'm like, I don't counter trade them. I'm like, I don't trade shit. I'm like, you know, I'll swap at one thing every once in a while if the ratio is real off. But like, I don't counter trade shit. I'm like, there's not enough liquidity in all this shit for me to really counter trade. I just want to buy the assets that I think could perform long term or mid to long term. You know what I mean? And I just want to hold them. Like, it's so much more profitable to let other people just buy behind you than just like swap and eat slippage and like be stupid.
Yeah.
So this token, what does this have any features, or is it straight up meme, like it doesn't do anything? Not that it's right or wrong. I'm just
There is no features. It does nothing. It's just a buy, sell, and send token. That is it. Like once the 69-day claim phase is done, there's no inflation, so you got that for it. In future, we might build things around it, which encourage, I don't know, potentially burning it. Or
what about others? Can they do the same?
Would you like other people?
If I wanted to spend the rest of my days building on top of PP poor pleb, would that be a problem for anyone else?
Nope.
All right.
Once it's out there, like people can do anything they want.
know.
People can make games out of it. They can do NFTs out of it. Like you know, people can do whatever they want with it. But just the actual code for the token that we're doing now, it basically just does nothing. It's just a meme coin.
But which it's like that might be from this community, because like everybody, you know, in this community tends to really love making money, right? I like making money. But having it as in very, very simple can actually be a benefit, because then the code is not complex. And if you have code that's complex, then that actually increases like the surface attack, like attack surface.
Well, and you're just not lying. Like generally, it's usually just you just were honest, where most people would just have a parade of an imaginary good things that go on within the ecosystem that don't exist.
I love hexagons, right? But they really have this like hard on for complicated shit that they can like. It's just not necessary, man. Like some of the best performing assets out there do nothing. It's not about that. It's just about the branding, the community, the push, just generally, like if it captures the imagination of people, then there we go.
I think it's important to understand that. I'll say this one more time for everyone before I'm going to transition you off. I know you got to go, and we actually have to talk about something that I told everyone we would talk about. But I want to say, like, I forgot the point. What did you just say?
That like hexagons get hard on for stuff that's really complicated, but it doesn't have to be complicated.
Right. It doesn't have to be complicated. It really doesn't. You're right. The best things that we've seen has been, okay, Bitcoin on screen. Okay, I click button. Okay, I go back to playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Like that's what it was. Okay. So and Ethereum was the same way, but Ethereum was a bit of a tech jump, frankly. But again, what has billions of dollars in liquidity in it right now? Bitcoin, just the clicks. And what is Hex? Just the clicks. What is Ethereum? Just the clicks. You know, like it's just the clicks. Like it's an ERC20 hosted on the internet that you have an opinion on.
Yeah,
you can buy, sell, stake, and send with.
That's in crypto. Ask, will this launch on ETH first? I don't know.
Oh yeah. So we're launching on ETH very soon, and yeah, it's just going to be like an ERC20 on Ethereum. Which like we chose Ethereum for two reasons. Like one is going to be copied over to Pulsechain straight away. And we kind of made like a non-promise that like if we were going to build features, we would primarily do them on Pulsechain. Because the idea is that we want to drive people into Pulsechain. Like we want to grab a load of users. There's 3 million people, 3 million individual addresses that can claim this, which is a huge airdrop. Even if 1% of them come free, that's a shitload of users like straight off the bat. So we want to try and encourage people over to Pulsechain for like the cheaper fees and stuff like that. But we wanted to launch on Ethereum as well because we actually just want to put this out. Like, we don't want to wait for Pulsechain. Pulsechain could be, I mean, it seems like it's going to be quicker now, but it could be ages before.
Could be next year. After May.
There is nothing. My indicators are not going quickened up.
Yeah, I didn't.
My indicators are screaming, slow it down, send for next year, maybe.
I've been thinking next year for a while now, but because of like the fork being different, I thought maybe that speeds it up a bit.
Dude, if the bull market hits, Richard's launching whatever the fuck's on there.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care if it's a fucking Dogecoin copy, send it to the fucking people. Like, because the price appreciate, guys, if you really know the ins and outs of price appreciation in the bull market, it's like the money comes in so fast, it's like you'd be a fool.
I had some more questions about the PP. So this is one of the questions. When can people start claiming?
As soon as we launch, that's when the 69-day claim phase will start, and there will be a countdown on the website to show that. Yeah, it's literally 69 days. As soon as that's done, there will never be another Poor Pleb token added.
And then how is the distribution taking place? Like, so BNBP just launched 1 million tokens per network that they launch on, like Binance. They're going to launch on Polygon and several other ones, right? But when they do that, it's 1 million tokens. 800,000 are going to sacrificers. 10%, 100,000 is going to their team, and 10% is also going to like marketing, as in like growing, giving them away or whatever the case is, or participation thing. How is the distribution of the total supply for the PP token going to be?
Okay, so we had the sacrifice set. I think there was like 1,600 wallets, or just over 1,600 wallets individually that sacrificed. So there will be an amount created for those guys, which will be automatically distributed out. We have our own version of the OA called the PA, pleb address. That's going to receive, I think it's about 35 to 40% of the total supply. And then, of course, there's a team allocation. I don't know the exact numbers on the team allocation, but it's a lot less than some of our favorite sacrifices have done in the past. We're probably not even going to bother stating what they are publicly. But the team allocation as well is just something that, like, there was a lot of like moving parts in this. Like, we started it on the back of, like, my co-founder Moomin Man always says, we started it on the back of a fag packet. I can't get my words out. So we was literally just like writing down notes, scribbling down notes in a fucking notepad. We had no money, we had nothing. Most of the work that was done on this was done kind of on like a handshake agreement with, like, for example, the devs and the designers, everything like that. We had no idea we would raise so much money. Like, we thought we might raise 50 grand or something like this. So it was all kind of done like that. So the team's all getting an allocation, but none of that's going to see market for like a long time. And even if it does, it's probably just going to be in the way of like liquidity. It's not going to be like market dumped or anything.
So So say if it's 40%, right, is kind of like the PA address, or 35 or 30, whatever it comes out to be. Of the remaining amount, though, how is that going to be split between people who claim versus people who sacrifice?
Oh, okay. So the on launch, there's about 1.6 trillion tokens being minted. Everything except for the PA amount. So you've basically what you've got remaining is like team and sacrifices. They get them immediately. And then there's a 69-day inflation period. So over the 69 days, the supply will go up based on how many people claim it. And it's 1.4 million, well, 1,423,669 per claim. So I don't know, if 100,000 people claim it, then that is going to add like a fair amount onto the supply. I think it's going to add like...
But there could be buyers at that time, right?
Yeah, people can buy it. People are going to sell it. Market will do what market's going to do. There'll be some liquidity there where people can, trade in and out, no problem. But the whole idea is just to get as many people claiming it as possible. We actually want to see a really high inflated supply during this time.
No problem with the liquidity, though.
Sorry?
Well, you say no problem. What do you mean no problem? What if there is a problem?
Well, there ain't going to be a problem.
I mean, I'm saying, like, what if somebody wants all of them as much as they possibly could pull out at one moment?
Well, then they're going to nuke the chart, aren't they? And take 99% slippage doing so. And then the chart will recover.
But I mean, like, and truthfully, liquidity is, it's not hard to hold up, certainly, but it does take effort.
Yeah.
From someone. And it doesn't have to be you, certainly. But it could be me, it could be anyone.
So when I don't know really like how much I'm allowed to disclose about this stuff, but like
And
there
you
is
don't
going to
have
be
to.
liquidity there. And I have a feeling that a lot of the people, certainly like the bigger sacrifices, like there was a guy who did $160,000, right? Like he cannot get his money out until the price goes up. Like he just can't. The only thing he can do is provide liquidity and take fees and stuff like that. And I think certainly anyone who sacrificed like more than like $10,000, their best incentive is just to add liquidity, right? And then they get fees back and forth, and then they can decide where they want.
Markets get cray. I'm just telling everyone just to be safe. I'm not nothing I wouldn't say about every other.
This whole thing's an experiment. Yeah, someone could come along and nuke the price, right? Like price could go up 2x, and then someone decides, oh, okay, I can sell now, and then they destroy the price. But that guy shoots himself in the foot because there's going to be low liquidity. He's going to eat a lot of slippage, so it's not really in anyone's best interest to dump it like that. And there might be some idiot that comes along and does it. Fair enough. It doesn't matter. Like I think we've got a lot of people waiting to buy this. So if someone does nuke the price, we're going to have people supporting it. Plus, we had $1.4 million go in at a certain rate. I don't think those guys are going to want the price to go below what they paid for it. So we're going to have a lot of support there. I think
that makes more sense.
What? So one of the things that I think, being a backseat driver on Hex, like, or the Monday morning quarterback, however you want to think about it, I think that adding more credibility with the OA, Richard could have done something where he put this on a vesting schedule, right? Where the shit is locked up and only a certain percent of the OA could, because of a smart contract, could be accessible to the market in terms of like Hex, right? Because there's plenty of people who don't want to put money into something where somebody owns 90% of the supply and they just have to trust this person is good, right? And I wanted to know, have you guys thought about something like that, right? Say owning 30 to 40% of the supply with whoever, not saying you, but whoever that person is, right, for the PA address. Is there a vesting schedule or a lockup period or anything like that?
We have got some plans for like what we're going to do with the PA funds. It's there to protect the system and to promote the system, but I cannot disclose any of these actions just yet. But in the future, there are things that we can do with it. And actually, I'm not going to lie, it's been spoken about. Maybe we just burn all of it one day. We don't really need the PA. We kind of did it as a meme, actually, like just as a joke, because like we wanted to copy the OA and just do our pleb address. It's not really necessary, but there are good things that we can do with it. But really, the PA is just there as a benevolent sort of actor that's not really going to do anything. It's just going to help support the system. But if, for example, if the market cap goes up a lot, right, there's certain parameters that investors look at, right? If the market cap's too high, people might not want to buy it. What's a good way to get rid of a lot of the market cap? Well, deleting 30% or 40% of the supply is actually quite a good way to do it. So that has been spoken about, but there's no real plan with the PA. We're kind of just like, we're plebs, man. Like we don't really know. We don't really know what we're gonna do with it yet.
Real quick, these two super chats real quick. Thank you so much for the 1049 czar. Dr. V Ray super sticker. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. And we have one more here. Another one. Dr. V Ray, the diamond. There's a real rock and roll in that house. Hexy B. What is it, Dar? I think that would be it sounds like somewhere
South Africa.
That's what I was thinking. It's like we're
it's a South African rand. That's what the czar is. I believe. I just Googled czar, and then that's what came up.
Thank you for the czar.
That's kind of cool, though. That's kind of cool.
Any more questions or comments as we go?
You had mentioned community, right? Because we all know how important that, like, the community is what drives everything. And you're seeing growth on just certain metrics that you can take a look at, like Telegram growth.
Yep.
Can you talk about that a little bit? Like because that's one of the interesting things. Like I look at like the number of holders, or like how quickly something is growing, or how quickly liquidity is changing in different pools to try to get an understanding of what's going on. What are you seeing with the Telegram?
So our Telegram group has grown about 20% in the last couple of weeks, which is pretty good. We've got like 1,250 members or something like that in there now, which is awesome. It really slowed down. Like after the sacrifice phase, we went a little quiet. We went underground to like get the development done and put our plans in place. So we weren't as like active in the community, but like we've kind of come out and started doing that now. And like Twitter engagements up, Telegram users are just flying in all day, every day, which is great. And this is before we've even got out with the free money. Like as soon as the free money starts, man, that word of mouth's going to be crazy. Like you imagine like a few ship holders hear about it, and then they know they're in ship groups and they start telling all their ship friends about it. And we really think that word of mouth is going to be the key driver in promoting this. But we are going to be doing a few things behind the scenes to get it out to those guys, right? Because like they've got to hear about it first. So we're doing some things to like try and steer that in the right direction. But
well,
yeah,
good. And it sounds like you're doing some things other than just going online and saying a bunch of confusing ass shit that makes everyone confused. You're not really confusing me, you know, and that's in this space. That's rare. I look for people that don't confuse me.
Also, I think it's good to touch on the custom artwork you guys are emphasizing on as well.
Talk about it.
Oh yeah. Our designer, Crypto Biscuit, he's insanely good. He's a professional illustrator anyway. He heard about the idea early, just through like networking and stuff, just knowing people that we were speaking to about it. He came in and gave us the concept of this little pleb character, and immediately we were just like, yeah, he's the one. So we're actually sitting on about 50 extra cartoons that they're not even all on the website yet, but on our Twitter, Poor Pleb Win on Twitter. We've been posting them on there and on our Instagram and stuff like that. But the guy behind all the artwork, Crypto Biscuit, is phenomenally good. And he's just got this way of like, we said to him, we wanted the pleb to be like just a guy that looks lost and confused, and he shouldn't really be here. And I think that resonates well with, I mean, you imagine like almost every market's down like 90% at the moment. Like everyone feels like that guy. And we think that it's really, you can just really relate to that character, unless you're a whale. But we got so much cartoon work that we're sitting on that we haven't even put out yet, because we've just got like, we're waiting for launch basically, but we're sitting on tons of this. And even just this character can be used in so many different ways. Like we've had animators approach us like, can we animate this and stuff? And we're like,
NFTs or like stickers or t-shirts or all sorts of stuff. Like you could literally do, you know, the Gary V like cartoon model, literally take this and turn this into a cartoon show that is animated on YouTube, and it's talking about things that could be teaching kids about crypto, which inevitably will grow the user base for the PP token, because you've been able to create this IP right through this character development here. I love that. That's cool. I love that.
Yeah. And like not only that, like we've had obviously like Zen coming out recently, and Zen's cool if you like that kind of thing, but he marketed that as like fair distribution. I just disagree completely. It's not fair distribution. Our shit is fair distribution.
Talk to me.
Well, yeah, talk about it, please.
Well, anyone with a lot of money can go and create 1 million wallets and just mint infinitely forever, right? But like if you're a poor pleb, you can't do that because you can't afford the gas fees. Well, maybe you can do it on BSC or something.
I would say gas fees are probably one of the only things that poor plebs can afford.
No, but he's saying
if you go back a year ago, we couldn't.
No, but I'm telling you, this is for certain. It don't matter how much money you got. You ain't sitting there minting all day. I got plenty of money to be minting with, and I did it for one day because I understood the C rank and understood the long-term algorithm, like math behind it. Like, it just because things don't have shocking price action early on, the bot thing is 100% FUD in my opinion, and it's for people that don't want anyone doing anything on anything else.
Well, have you seen that there's batch minters and stuff now, right? Like you can.
Yeah. He just made it so everyone can do it, literally, and that just makes your coins that you put in there more scarce and more valuable over time because more people have to mint, and then your C rate goes down.
I don't have a huge opinion on the thing. I've kind of like I minted a few wallets and that was it. Like I was never blown away by the concept of it. But what my point is that like
you'll benefit greatly from those.
I think like our thing has a better narrative in terms of fair distribution because it actually is fair distribution. It's you can only claim once. Like people only get so much that they're able. Yeah, there's going to be a few guys that can claim.
Do you think it's fair to say though that poor pleb might not be like the currency that people like everyone in the world kind of has.
Oh fuck no, of course
So
not.
but that's kind of what Zen's going for, like very mass adoption, very much everybody with a little bit, rather than, or at least some, rather than like 10 or 20,000 dudes just like enjoying the pulse chain and like, you know, obviously dynamic trading and liquidity providers.
Yeah, like I get it, but like, yeah, I mean, our thing is completely different to that. As just a meme coin, like we want to attract a meme coin space. We're not going over like worldwide currency adoption or any of that shit. Like,
right. And I think it's important to decipher these things, because like Zen got a lot of bad rap from everyone, and I've found that 99.9% of the people, there's one guy, there's two guys actually that have some decent points. Everything they said is completely uneducated and completely 100% biased, depending on what they see in the world rather than what's actually on paper.
But there's I agree with Hexy Bastard in the sense that like you can game that system, but this is like if you have and if you own a meme token,
dude, how do you game that system? I've been trying, bro. Can you tell me, bro?
You just have loads of gas and you just
but what happens when it's cheaper to buy than it is for all of those mints that you ever minted?
But will it ever be? Like,
yes, because the supply is distributed into the pool, but the liquidity stays the same. Therefore, the price action at some point when that premium switches from a minter's market to a buyer's market, buying becomes profitable, and however far that premium goes down, buying is more profitable. So you could have just
I just don't see it happening.
If you saved all that $3,000 for minting, say you didn't mint one thing, and you waited for the best buy opportunity when the liquidity was nice and plump, you would have 5 or 10 times more than you would have from minting. I can guarantee you that.
Maybe. But yeah,
but the market that they're going after is completely different, and if people who own
different, they're
people who own like meme coins are the people who are like a lot of the times you talk to them and they're like, oh yeah, I own Doge or Sheeb, and they don't know why they even own the thing, right? Versus like
about it, like,
yeah, they don't know anything. They don't know fucking how crypto even works, and they own this shit, and just because like they heard about it in the news and that's how a lot of people make decisions. Yeah. Right? So this can get the I like that. I like how this is going about doing it. I mean, I like Zen too, but I like both ways, and I completely see your point here. Like how it's, unless people who have hundreds of thousands of dollars are probably not going to sacrifice $1,000. It's just not going to be worth their time to do so. Yep. So going through and segmenting this population set out that is smaller bagged people, I like that. I think that's a very cool way to do it, and I'm curious to see what else you guys build or how you guys continue to innovate and grow your community.
We gotta kick his ass off, though. I'm telling you, bro. We have to. They're going to kill me, bro. They're gonna kill me if I keep bluffing on the titles of the show. I'm like PP and Internet Money. I at least have to show them. But that one's really time sensitive, and that's the only reason I would ever push you. Like literally today, there's like 20 hours left on the clock for that thing, and I'm not certain of all the details. And I wanted to cut through it. Do you know any of the details, Hexy? Yeah, I didn't know if you were looking at any of that shit. I was just curious. Some people.
Nah, man, I'm very out of the loop at the minute. Like,
dude, it's hard to be in the loop. Being in the loop is like a full-time gig.
Yeah, for real.
It's ridiculous. I'm like over it, bro.
I'm glad Richard isn't coming out with loads of updates, man, because I used to hate having to go on stream and then my chat be telling me like, "Oh, what's your thoughts on this thing Richard said?" And I'm like, "What did he say? I haven't even watched it, man." Like,
hey, bro, this has been awesome.
Is there any words you want to give to the people that maybe the guys that are not on the fence but kind of just like halfway learning about PP and like maybe would like to speculate in the future? Like, how? Any last words for you?
Just like anyone who's interested in learning more about it, just go to the website, which is poorpleb.win. Go to the Telegram and ask questions in there, t.me/poorplebwin. Follow us on Twitter or whatever. But we are launching very, 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 very soon, and I'm excited to see what this chart does. It is just an experiment, but like I'm bullish, man. I'm very bullish on it. I think it's going to do very well. We've had a lot of people coming in saying they missed the sacrifice. They're going to buy it like when it comes out and stuff. So I don't know what will happen, but I'm excited. I'm excited. And thank you to everyone who sacrificed $1.4 million for a meme coin. It's fucking ridiculous.
That's just insane. Those numbers are mind blowing, to be honest. And I'm not saying because it's this. I see it other places too, but like it's still great to see. Like those are real people, guys. Like Sometimes it's not real people. This one, in this instance, it actually is real people. Because
I get it when it's like mind-blowing, innovative tech, but this was like a big nothing burger, you know? Like it just had a
It's a
cool logo and
But
that's it.
maybe it resonated with the group of people it was supposed to resonate with. And to be honest, the lion's share of hex gains was made over the first 365 days. So the majority of hexakins are down on their money.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just the truth.
Oh, yeah.
And they can probably relate to the message that you're trying to portray, like better than most. Or like whatever. That's just like there's a group of people, a large group of people that love hex, but they're down on hex, and that's not the end of the world. But and then you make something that resonates with the people, and then they have potential gains. No, do your own research. Obviously, we don't know what the future holds. Nuclear war can kill any price chart. So yeah, let me kick you out because I gotta talk. I would love to have you more, dude. But like I know I gotta be like a little bit more, not just talking.
Yeah, no worries. Peace, guys. Thanks for having me on anyway. Take it easy.
Bro, it was nice to meet you. I'll see you over on Twitter.
Yeah, see you soon.
Peace, bro. Is the Hex B-Day thing, should we run an ad real quick? Bullish, can you come on real quick? If possible.
I don't think.
What's up?
Is there anything that I'm forgetting or anything that's blaring or like that? I'm going to cover the internet money stuff. Do you have any intel on these things?
I honestly found out about the new sack pretty much from everyone else. I got tagged on it because I've been harassing certain people to like make sure they keep me up to date. I'm gonna be very fucking upset. And I'm gonna fud it on purpose if they don't keep me up to date because I really want to sacrifice. I missed out on IMD on the first round. I completely missed out on it for like not paying attention, and I'm kicking myself in the ass for it. So I've been on top of Don, pretty much letting him know, like, dude, please, like I'm not gonna be paying attention, but whenever it's happening, just tag me so I know like what's going on. And I got tagged last night. So yeah, here it goes. So you can click on the sacrifice.
So guys,
it's a new sacrifice,
right? So with this one, it's the Pulsechain sacrifice because initially, remember all these projects that we've been talking about since the beginning were all initially planned to launch for Pulsechain. We know what's going on there. So in my opinion, the responsible thing to do is pivot, until Pulsechain, launches. So that's what some of these projects are doing. PulsePot did it with BNB Pot. Internet Money, pretty much did it with what they're doing now by allowing the coins to exist on BSC, and then you would pretty much get the same amount on Pulsechain when it launches. So now, since they're supporting multi-chain, they're doing a new sacrifice to support all the different chains. So the good thing about this one, unlike the other one, is you sacrifice once, you get it on all the chains.
Did this just say the sacrifice for BSC, Avalanche, and the other ones?
Right. So the other one was mainly on Pulsechain for Pulsechain. So this one now is for all the other.
All right. So let's look at these details real quick so I don't miss
It
something.
up.
Right. Yeah. They're adding more support. They're basically expanding what the chains that the wallet supports. So now we have an opportunity to sacrifice into that set, and we'll earn basically fees from any transactions that happen on those chains.
Yeah.
Oh, because last time we talked to KG and his dad 2 or 3 months ago, I was under the assumption from that conversation that this was going to be going to sacrificers, but now they're wanting to raise more money. Not that it's right or wrong. It's just
remember, they're raising more money to add support for the other chains. So now we get
correct. No, I know that, but that's when we talked to them. There was 2 different times we talked to them, or 3 different times. Every single time I got the impression from them that it was going to be launching on these other chains, and that would be benefiting the sacrificers, similar to how BNBP did it, right? But they're raising more money from it, which is perfectly fine. I completely get it. I understand why they would want to do this. I wasn't aware of this, and I got a different impression through the conversation.
Well, a lot of these things change over time, maybe, And
I
the
got a
one
heads
thing
up about this a few months ago, and
they probably thought Pulsechain was going to come out, so they were kind of hedging their ideas via like the airdrop of that kind of. Oh, and then they were like, you know what? Let's do what Zen did and just launch on these other chains because it just provides more volume. And maybe they want, but again, Sam makes a good point. So let's just keep it 100 real quick. Let me read some of this stuff.
And we'll have them on. We have plenty of time to have them on. So
how much time we got? 40 hours, or is this 40 days? 24 seconds. Okay, that's days.
Days, I think.
So we got 40 days. Multi-chain sacrifice begins. Sacrifice address will display when timer hits 0. So the sacrifice address will display. Okay, so we're not there yet. Okay. Current amount sacrificed $0. Credit for first sacrifice 1.582751. So they still get credit for the first sacrifice, Sam.
Right. Anyone who did the initial
But it
sacrifice
still adds
wins.
to the pool, kind of
Right.
like dilutes you a bit. But like still, it depends the numbers. Like if it's like 100 grand.
Well, did you get that same impression that I was just talking about?
No, because I can't remember, frankly, but I trust you enough where I believe that to be probably true. So I'm just kind of like, you remember stuff like that better than me. Because when you start thinking about specific things, you kind of go wherever you go. Like, and you probably thought about that nuanced point at some point, and I just totally let it go because I never got involved. But I know I agree that that sounds about like, that sounds crypto to me, but I have never sacrificed for internet money ever. And I'm not saying I wish I didn't, because I kind of wished I did. And I might do this one. So I'll let you know tomorrow.
This one. Just for disclaimer, I'm definitely doing this one.
I might do this one just because I missed the other one. So maybe they're making layups for guys like me that were missing. Because Sam, let's be honest, maybe like everyone missed it because, marketing hype cycles and stuff. Like, so maybe he sees something in the numbers where he's like, it would be better if this was distributed out for everyone more, and then there'd be 100 times more users, or whatever the numbers would indicate.
So MJ, you get credited up to the sacrifice amount. So you will get you will benefit from the initial sacrifice.
See, that's how he worded it like a couple months ago. My impression to MJ, but
my whole thing is like the Pulsechain thing was
right.
So
it's just whoever sacrifices from this one does not benefit from the first one.
Right. Which,
but the way it was portrayed was a little bit different. But anyways, let's get into the details of this.
But my whole thing is just like, I think Pulsechain was confusing them on their approach as well, because they were like, there was people already there. They were approaching it that way for more users. And now they're like, listen, the future is uncertain over there. We'll still launch over there. You'll still get your stuff, but let's go ahead and move to these other chains. Because if they're anything like me, they're recognizing the volume on Binance. They're recognizing the volume on all of these other chains. Maybe not USD volume, but God, there's users everywhere. What are the details? What am I sacrificing for? Let me zoom this in a little bit.
Oh, another piece of context too. To add to all this, because they're raising money, etc. But I don't know if you saw a tweet that they sent out a few days ago. They basically relinquished their team tokens and a bunch of other stuff. So all their revenue from they even locked up the liquidity and they're pretty much like us. They're gonna be earning fees based off the dividends.
They're learning. They're learning
everyone on the team.
Everyone's learning fast from a lot of these guys that are coming out, with great stuff. You can really learn quick. If someone comes out with something and it's working in any way, you can really snag some ideas that they probably spent months cultivating with their team.
Yeah, I'll pull up that tweet where they detailed it, but they pretty much gave up all the stuff that the
crypto is dynamic. Anything can happen. You got to be on your toes. Never over leverage, guys. Let's keep it going. What am I sacrificing for? The freedom of time. I love it. In an act of free speech, like-minded community members may show their support for an idea that all humans are entitled to their time. Those who choose to show their support for this movement will have points attributed to their wallet address that made the sacrifice. These points are non-transferable and have no value. These points represent an allocation of a token of the token's internet money dividend and future wallet dividend. 1.1 equals 1 on Ethereum. 1.
So what they're saying here,
I'm losing some of the little words.
What I think this is the how they're distributing the points here. So I don't know, maybe they'll get into it, but if you have 1 point, then you get 1 point on Ethereum, 1 point on BSC, 1 point on of the FWD. When they come on, we can talk to them more about.
When is Halloween?
It's not clear. The 31st.
Oh, that's always the 31st, right? Time frame. Sacrifice begins when Pool A on November 30th, 2022, and ends with 12 million USD total sacrifice value and achieved for December 30th, 2022. If sacrifice Pool A is filled before then, sacrifice pool B will open immediately upon pool A being filled. Upon the pool being filled, B will stay open with no monetary cap for 5 days, 120 hours. Any sacrifice received after the end day of the 5th opens will not receive any points. So if you send money after the dates, guys, you lose all your money, frankly. Participated in the sacrifice for WD on Pulsechain. Those who participated in the first sacrifice for freedom of time are being credited $1 US dollar towards this multi-chain sacrifice. If you sacrifice 1,000 USD value for WD on Pulsechain, you will be credited a $1,000 USD value to the same address used to the first sacrifice. Okay, so that's important to understand if you're doing the sacrifice for the first time too, that you are also being a little bit diluted via the people behind you. And if you don't know that information, you wouldn't see those numbers. What is WD? Internet Money Wallet Dividend is the first token of its kind. Instead of traditional fees for swapping crypto assets, the Internet Money Wallet fees are paid in the form of a blockchain native coin. Those fees are locked in an immutable smart contract with no admin keys, where WD holders can claim their portion of the fees as frequently as every block. 100% of wallets revenue is distributed to WD holders. You do not need to lock your WD up in any way. Simply hold WD on your desired blockchain and earn passive income in the form of PLS, ETH, BNB, and other native coins. With a total fixed supply of 2 billion WD tokens, there is no risk of dilution due to inflation. Dilution due to inflation. Yeah, I guess that's accurate. Internet Money Wallet Dividend. 1. Swap occurs within the wallet. So you see a swap here, guys. You guys know about the swaps. And then swap fee is paid in the native coin of the given blockchain. So if you spend ETH, you get ETH as the swap fee that you're earning. 3, the native coin is automatically locked into an immutable smart contract with no admin keys. 4, holders of the WD token can claim their income as frequent as they choose, which is something I like. I like holding for a long time, but I also like being able to get my stuff out, my interest out, like Uniswap V3. Like I can get it out in a second. I like that, and it makes me happy. So let's watch this video real quick, guys, and this will probably explain it pretty good, and then we'll wrap up. I'm not going to promise a stream later, but be on your toes. Make sure you hit the like and notification bell. And I think there was a super chat that I want to see real quick. Where do I find bullish ox? Do they grow on trees up in New York? Trees up there in New York? What a stud. I love this freaking show. Thanks for all your efforts. I'm better for it. Hey, I am going to get back to you in your DMs, bro. Do you know?
I don't even make that claim anymore.
I just remembered. Bro, listen to me.
But you can DM me. I respond. It's fine.
But listen, he has a crypto show and he wants me to be a guest, and I would like to set that up. So I'm just telling you.
So pretty much Green Day Power, contact me and I'll figure it out. But thanks for the super chat.
Thanks, guys. I'm hoping to make billions of dollars and give up half of it to all my friends for that they saved me from myself. Okay. So let's watch this video real quick. I'm going to use the bathroom, but I can hear it all. It's 48 seconds. Perfect.
Introducing.
This is perfect, guys. Look at this dork. How much money per day? That's more than $100, buddy. That's like fucking 10 grand.
Internet Money Wallet Dividend, or WD. WD is the first token of its kind. Instead of traditional fees for swapping crypto assets, the Internet Money Wallet fees are paid in the form of a blockchain's native coin. Those fees are locked in an immutable smart contract with no admin keys, where WD holders can claim their portion of the fees as frequently as every block. 100% of wallet revenue is distributed to WD holders. You do not need to lock your WD up in any way. Simply hold WD on your desired blockchain and earn passive income in the form of Pulse, ETH, BNB, and other native coins. Earn passive income. Free your time. Learn more at internetmoney.io.
That's interesting. It reminds me of like BNBP to a certain degree. That the distribution of fees, I think, is going to be one of the things that I've been bringing up a couple shows, that I think more and more people are going to focus on a dividend or a rental property type of stream of income. Because then if you're like, okay, I just need X number of tokens, the yield is this, and I get $5,000 a month. $5,000 a month can allow the 143 people who are watching. Anybody can live on $5,000 a month, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
If you can't, then you need to reevaluate your expenses.
yes.
I could live on that for 6 months.
So internet money. This is the tweet you were talking about.
Yeah, this is the tweet. Yeah, so I don't know if you want to read it out.
Read it, Sam. Can you read it?
We made some major moves with our token, internet money, IM, on BSC. Read the thread to see the incredible things we did. Let me make my screen bigger. In order to take further steps towards decentralization, we've reduced the founders' holdings by 100%. Great. Reduced the Vault wallet holdings by 46 point. So some of this stuff I don't know what their Vault thing is.
Yeah, like there's certain specifics. Yeah, we won't have context to, but you can just read on.
Reading the
and we're gonna have internet money on. So, you guys, this isn't. I saw there's much more time than I anticipated. I thought for some reason there was only 2 days, but it's 40 days. So we're gonna have internet money on. He's just doing family stuff this morning. I invited him on. He sent me the videos and everything. So we'll have him on, Sam. So don't you worry. We'll get all the 30
reducing.
details.
Yeah, this will be good. Then we can get into all these details to this. Reducing the existing supply of IM by 45.2%. Why is there a Vault wallet in our system? Holders of IM on BSC get a 1-to-1 copy of IM on Pulsechain and Ethereum. The supply being copied to the new chains, tokens have to be held for the Vault in order to add additional liquidity on Pulsechain and Ethereum. Okay, interesting. So that's probably what they were just talking about a little bit. They're just basically going to be a Vault that's going to hold value to distribute to people on these other chains. Everyone who downloads or refers someone to download the Internet Money wallet will be able to claim free IM. Tokens have to be held by the Vault in order to make this possible. We added another 38 BNB to liquidity, putting us at 90% of the pool. Let's see here. So we burned 100% of our LP tokens. Cool. We are creating new standards for the crypto space. Internet money is the future. I like what those guys are doing. I like Dad.
Yeah, you got to get it. They're good, man.
Yeah,
They're
I like
good.
those guys.
Like you were questioning like the validity of a lot of the things he was saying from earlier on, but I know him so well. I met him in person. Like we talked for a while. He's straight up, bro. Like he does things for the right reasons, I think. Like I don't care what anyone says. Like there's not many people I can say about that. And some people have great projects that still don't even care about nobody. And
Christian, correct.
And he made a lot of money on Hex, frankly. I'm sure his father did as well.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this. This is a son and father duo. So
yeah, that can be powerful if worked correctly, and they seem like emotionally stable people.
Yeah, for sure. Like
anyone guys can't deal with their pops, but like
anyone who sees Brother KG on streams, he's definitely emotionally fit. His father's behind the scenes all the time and like tremendously supportive. So I think they have a solid team there. They've pretty much kept the timeline that they worked on and produced and been transparent as far as updates and stuff like that. So yeah, you get to invest in a wallet where you get to earn some of the fees, similar to like why, like this is just me personally. Same reason I sacrificed for Pulsepot is like, oh, I get to earn some of the fees. Yeah, I'm with that. Another money printer, yeah, let's go. So I'm looking at this the same way.
And it's in the native base token on the network, which is cool. Avalanche, BSC.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm trying to get involved. And
dude, I'm so tight. I missed out on the first one. I'm so pissed off. I missed out on the first one.
I'm so pissed off, bro. All right, dude, like it's so hard to cover something that you got wrecked on. Like it's so, but I do it with a smile. I don't, I try not to be I try to be unbiased. And I know that having too many bags in too many places with too much money can somehow kill your bias. So I never try to sweat it. Like I don't sweat it, like, cause I like the whole non-biased thing was worth a lot to me too. But like, if one day I go balls deep on something, like I'm not going to be telling you guys what the fuck's going on, probably.
We're gonna see more, and this is my
In the future,
prediction.
future.
We're going to see more and more protocols where the protocol earns fees and the fees are distributed to the holders of the protocol. This is going to accelerate in 2023. This is just my prediction because I can see what's happening. And this type of thing is going to continue because people who use understand the society, understand how people feel, understand that burning your tokens gives this much value, right? We're distributing tokens to people in the form of their wallet as a source of income. The perception in people's minds is much greater value, which means increased demand for the token. Like we're going to see a big uptick in the number of tokens at launch, or figure out ways to distribute income to holders, right? This is like we're seeing. This is how back in the day, so back in the stock market, the biggest way to get money out of a stock was not necessarily price appreciation. It was the dividends the stock would pay. We're in the early stages.
Lower liquidity.
Yeah, there was very low liquidity. 100 years ago, very low liquidity. So you just hold your stock and how you'd make
But
money.
it had the same security and benefits as kind of like we see with Hedron, right? Like we get added benefits of price appreciation and added, in this case, added technology benefits if you really are into it. And I'll tell you what, Hedron's blowing my face off. I knew it the whole time. We kind of all have been calling it and waiting, but it's pretty dense now. So it takes a little bit of money to move the damn thing. So it's not like an overnight, but I'm telling you what, and I'll say this for Sam because there's a lot of things that we speculate on and play around with, but Sam buys Hedron as an asset. You do, like you. You're not. If a 3x on that means sometimes more than a 20x on other things. Because we're putting them, it starts getting to the point where it's like, I like Hex, right? But just like the words that you just said, you came into Hex once there was a derivative being launched, and there was nothing in your eyeballs that could tell you I need to buy that rather than that. You were just like, Hedron's better buy.
Oh yeah. And
even at a 25x from the bottom, because you understand liquidity. And you're like, yeah, dude, if someone dumps 500 grand in here, that's just going to go pop. And if someone dumps 500 grand into Hex, it won't move the chart. It'll wick up for sure.
No, correct. But one of the things that I noticed yesterday evening, I tweeted about it. So if you look at Dex Screener, right, and you search for, say, Hedron, it pulls up the top pools. And 3 of the top pools, because 2 of them are on V2, which means that there's basically garbage. I mean, just not as good as V3. So these V3 pools for ETH, Hedron, Hex, Hedron, and USDC and Hedron. Now, if you look at the distribution, right, in an efficient market, there's always going to be, if my microphone, move this up here, if my microphone is the current price, there's always going to be a distribution around 50% on one side and 50% on the other side. Now, if we look at those 3 pairs, Hedron wrapped ETH, Hedron USDC, Hedron Hex, all of those pairs, there is less Hedron in the pool than the other token. It was down around 20-something% for wrapped ETH yesterday in Hedron, and it was around 20-something% for Hex and Hedron. What does that mean? It means that there's a lot less Hedron to move the price on the. You could put in, if GRC is talking about 100 grand or 500 grand. If somebody puts in that, you're going to have way more of a price impact on it because the liquidity is lower in the sense of like there's more of those other assets, USDC, wrapped ETH, and Hex on the market to sell than there is for Hedron.
It has more surface area. And when you have more surface area, Sam knows this. I don't have to explain it to him, and you'll learn this if you're smart and you're really getting into the weeds, you'll learn this eventually. But like if you see something that has 5 pairs, 6 pairs, it ain't moving quick, buddy. And this is hard stuff for people to swallow like directly, but like it's not going to move at the rate you would expect with the liquidity you can dump millions of dollars into. But people do dump millions of dollars into Hex though. It is a pretty mature market. Like people will speculate millions of dollars. And we have a lot. The one thing Hex has going for it has community members that would take a bullet before Sam.
I
They
agree.
Damn, tell me your thoughts on that. Like,
There's lots
you've
of
never
maxis.
seen anything like it in Tesla world. You've never seen anything like it anywhere. I've never seen anything like it, frankly. The I don't care if it's about money. It's hardcore. These guys are hardcore. And Richard is very good at creating that environment. And he's talked about that many a time. So what do you think about it? Like, these guys would die before they went to zero. And then I know a lot of them they would.
There's a lot of maxis in the community who are very not that necessarily we think and we think of maxis as a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a bad thing when they're working on pushing my bags up. That's fine with me. Like, I'm okay with that, right? When you're trying to have a conversation with somebody in maxi, maybe you'll butt heads because it's closed-minded in some ways. But when the maxi is in the corner behind me, like pushing up my bags, cool. Go right ahead, be maxi as much as you like. Why don't you get your friends to be maxis around the same thing and push my bags up? I'm 100% okay with people doing that.
And Richard's okay with that too, like Richard's okay with, and that's kind of how these things work, frankly, like to a degree.
Everyone's just looking for this.
Yes, this is correct.
Well, I want to know why that's happening, though. Some people don't want to know why that chart's going 126x to the top with heavy liquidity. I would like to know.
I think that
but that's not a bad thing either. Like, I don't want to think of it as a bad thing. I just want to know. I like to know.
I'm trying to do another buy on Hedron before shit really goes bananas here. But we've got the HSIs that are sold to the ICOSA contract. Every day that number is climbing, which means that it's people. I could foresee in say the 13th of November is when auctions come out, right, where people are going to start buying them. Cool. I think that there's going to probably be a lot of speculation run up. We might like over leverage a little bit there on the price, and then there could be a little bit of a sell off over the next, say, week to 10 days. But what I don't think a lot of people are actually gauging is that there's a continued increase in HSIs that are sold to the contract, which is bullish for Hedron because that is what is used, and that's why it's burnt. So if that's the case, maybe I'll just see how this plays out. But I think that there could be oversold. It could be very close to that arb point and then drop back down after the auctions begin in that first week to 10 days or something.
And that's why I suggest people stay liquid on it. Like, I don't suggest that for everyone, but like, I would say if you ain't got no money and you're just like speculating on if you don't have any money or source of income and you're kind of young and you're kind of all over the place with it, or you just on downtime right now, sometimes the price appreciation of these things can do the work for you. If you catch my drift.
Yep.
And staying liquid sometimes is although I'm going to lose on ROI per day via liquidity providing even or locking up into the staking pools, it gives you flexibility that no one else has. And then it puts you in a rare spot in the market where you can make moves first. Whether you're big bag or low bag, you could still move first if someone else is sitting in a pool and you're not.
Go ahead, Bosch.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a Crypto Sloth on the show probably sometime next week, so we can get an up to date. But he was recently on Cultivate Crypto, so the link is in the description. I mean, in the chat. So go definitely check that out. Show Sloth some support. But yeah, we'll have him on the show next week to like do a deep dive and get up to date and different strategies and how to calculate stuff.
Dope. That's gonna be a great show, guys. Make sure you tune into that because this is where there's a lot of like excitement around this in the community from many different angles, right? Whether you're looking at it from the ICOSA POV, you're looking at it from the Hedron POV, you're looking at it from the Hex POV, or you just want to pick up HSIs and you're thinking about like the HSI, right, to try to flip and put them back into ICOSA or whatever the case is. There's going to be a lot of excitement and a lot of people are going to make a lot of money through this process, and the turbulence, the volatility that is about to take place. The people who are paying attention are going to be the ones who make money.
Well, the ones that pay attention, but they keep their coins in the wallet. Keep not all of them. Now, I'm not talking about liquid or staking. I'm just mean like, I talk about USDC all the time, but really what I mean is cash. You need money coming in a little bit, just a hair if you're new. If you're not new and you have assets all over the place, have fun. You never have to add money to crypto ever again. And that's just the frank truth. People don't like to hear that shit either. It's like, dude, if you have $500,000 or $100,000 even in assets in a bear market like this, well, young man, you've made it. So just don't lose that coin count. But if you don't have that kind of coin count, you need cash, and you need to be adding to positions that you really think might do you justice in the future, slowly over time. But don't worry, because these things pump when they start going, they go so much. You need to be liquid a little bit. Now, I'm not talking about everything, but I'm talking 30, 40%. I like, I want to be liquid at least.
And DCA works. Like these guys will tell you, I've been DCAing into Hedron from the beginning. What these guys had to pay to get in when they just started to get in, you probably paid what, Sam? Like 10x what I paid?
Probably. Yeah, maybe more.
To get the same position I have?
Yep.
And I was just DCAing easy. Nothing, nothing crazy, not breaking the bank.
That's the best strategy, Bullish. You're right. That's the best strategy for 90% of people.
Yep.
DCA.
Well, if you know the positions, it's very intimate. But when it comes to new products, guys, it's all speculative. So like you're not going to catch the best rate. You just can't know that much. But you can catch good rates for a few weeks straight. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to DCA every day of your life.
No, yeah, I was DCAing once a week.
DCA when it seems oversold.
I was DCAing once a week. I was DCAing once a week into Hedron, and by the time that thing started pumping, I had a very nice position.
And I'm so happy with my Icosa staking pool. I'm not going to lie. If I was to suggest any staking right now, that's just my opinion. I would speculate a little bit on that Icosa staking pool because it earns Icosa and Hedron, and it's very stable in my opinion. Stable-ish with some upside. And I look for that when I'm looking at a stable kind of thing. Like there are coins that I like to have in a stable position where I don't think they're going to lose 50% of their value pretty much no matter what. But there's more upside with Icosa, in my opinion, because if the other things start to run, I'm like, oh, look, my pool's running too. Maybe not as hard, maybe not as heavy, but I'm like, hey, that pool just did a double. And then I have that staking pool. I'm not taking out of that, though. I'm not taking out of that. I'm not playing with that. I'm not selling that. I have other shit I can sell.
The Icosa pool, I think, could experience some volatility and some interesting times to buy that because of the auctions, right? Because if I can buy an auction at a discount, if I can buy an HSI at a discount, it's $1,000 HSI that gives me I can pick up for $400, but I get $800 of Icosa. People are gonna increase this to flip it to make some quick money. So I think this is going to present some opportunity to buy, if you like Icosa, to buy Icosa.
Good suggestion. Good suggestion for me. I wasn't thinking on those terms yet, but now I am. Now I'm like, okay.
Because people are going to try to flip them and make money, which they're going to take their Icosa and flip that.
Oh, that could be that could be another good entry point. Nice, bro.
Because I see this in Icosa for short term.
There's always buy the rumor, sell the news too, and that shit just exists in there. That's just life. Like I do that shit all the time. I'm like, all these guys think no one's going to sell. I'm going to sell at the top.
Yeah, correct. Sorry, almost
on the smaller stuff though. I did miss that. I missed my big opportunity, frankly, Sam. Like I sold 1.7 Bitcoin at like 57K a pop, and then I bought Hex with that at 2 pennies, and then it ran up to 56, and I was fucking staked.
Yeah, we should do a whole show on how we might think about.
And I got hacked too, but it was staked anyway, so most of it. So it's like whatever. And now I have 3 times more Hex than I had then, but like it was a lot of US dollar at the time.
But we should do a show on this, right? Because I think a lot of people, we've heard stories from many people. Yeah, the first time a bull run happens, you get effed because you don't sell anything on the way up, right?
You don't know enough. You can't. You just can't.
I'm gonna do this.
Well, I know you, but that's not fair.
But that's because like,
you're intimately studying the shit. Like the whole,
I agree.
The whole thing is the naivete.
I agree.
Like it's not necessarily like, yes, Sam could put himself in position to understand these things and act upon them, but it's going to take the same workload on one end or the other. Like whether it's because you got hacked and then you started working hard, or if you just said, I'm going to start working hard on this.
Yes.
But that never happens for most people, Sam. Like you're pretty rare in the fact that you're going to like you're like, I'm going at this from zero. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Like, I'm not going to buy Hex because someone else wants me to buy it. I'm not going to buy BNBP if someone doesn't want, or whatever. Like, you just do whatever the fuck you want. And I think it's interesting. People will see in the future, obviously. But Sam, you also remember, like, our vibes are pretty good right now, but most people's vibes are wrecked right now. So you're going to really lose your shit, Sam. Like, be prepared. Stay off stimulants. Stay off caffeine. When the bull market's here, you're gonna be everyone loses their shit to the upside.
So I was thinking, I was working on my house the other day, and I was thinking about this because I'm like, oh shit, if people are getting like this cray, Sam needs to cray, right? If people are getting all cray, right? I need to pay attention to my emotional fitness during those times, because when I get to that 10x, cool, nothing's going to change. I need to control myself and stick with my plan to move forward, because people are going to get excited. People are going to be doing foolish shit. People are going to be doing all sorts of crazy
No listening goes on. No listening goes on at that time. Everyone forgets to listen. Everyone turns into a genius. All those guys that have big followings, it's because of bull markets. It's not because they're good at what they do.
How long does a bull market normally last?
3 years.
So
3 years up when you're down, or 4, depending on like elongation.
So in the first year, I'm just thinking out loud here. First year, don't really sell anything. Second year, start to take maybe a tiny bit of profit. Third year, you're like, okay, cool, I'm going to take even more profit. And then if it goes on beyond a third year, continue to take profit along the way. It could be very prolonged though, given how much of adoption we're going to see. Right, I think we're going to see massive.
Well, that's the big X factor, but every bull run is made. That's why bull runs exist, because of innovation. People think it's because people just start spending money out of nowhere. And yes, there is an accumulation factor to it. Like over time, you need to be like earning funds of some sort. But in general, it's like the same people are going to get rich on this shit that did last time. Except a couple more people, and just a couple added, not many though. And just like when you go into a rehab, Sam, they tell you this first thing they say: 95% of you guys will smoke drugs again. First thing they say. And it's the same in every subgroup for anything that requires discipline and real intent and focus. And that does take that. Like quitting drugs does take real intent and focus. And so does investing. And so does going to the gym for 10 years and having a body that everyone's like, oh, what the fuck? You look really crazy. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know.
So it's all about emotional fitness. The only people that will succeed are the guys that were succeeding before the pump happened, and they were succeeding after the pump happened, and they were succeeding in the middle of the pump happening, and then the bear market they were succeeding a bunch. And so it's just like, be a winner. Don't rely on stuff to be a winner. Like I told you guys when the show started, my net worth is all-time highs. I did not expect that at this point. I probably would have. I didn't care, frankly. I never cared. And that was just me where I was at. Like I'm 28, like I got other shit I got to focus on right now for me. And it's like, but net worth go all-time high. And it's like, why? It's because they never gave a fuck. And everyone else gave a fuck. They were all like, I'm going to trade GRCs this. I'm going to do all this. I said, y'all do whatever. Just add to the L people and let me know in a month.
Oh, yes.
It's what I do every time. And it's like, because I can outweight anyone. I waited in a halfway house for 3 years while I had some court case that was going on when I was like 18. I remember sitting there every night, not a girlfriend, not a friend, not a nobody. And I was just sitting there like, well, 3 years I'll watch TV and fucking do fun shit, random shit. And I learned how to rock climb. I learned how to surf. I learned how to do a lot of stuff at that time, but I didn't make any money. And then I was a kid, this was long ago now. And then everything pans out. But it's important. The emotional fitness is the part that the whole way through, it's like, I'm not allowed to get too up on shit. It doesn't work that way. If you're too up on it, you're already wrong, because reality generally finds itself somewhere in the middle, like between the truth and like the narcissistic, like exaggeration of what's going on. It's like, right. It kind of like hops right in the middle there because crypto is really explosive. But anyway, GRC, what is the story of your hacked wallet? I always forget people haven't, like, I thought when all that shit went down, I don't even know. I think that's what made me start streaming. Like people invited me on stream to talk about that. And I was like, this is dope. I should keep doing this. But the story and real quick is I was clicking on a bunch of airdrops that I had no fucking idea about, and I had no experience in crypto. And then I clicked on airdrop, and somebody else had all my shit. And then 5 months later, they shipped it out, and that's when I freaked out about it because I didn't really know about it until then. And so everyone was like, "You're in." I'm like, "Yeah, I wouldn't have done that now, you dick." But like, I did it when I was like my second day. I was clicking around on shit. I was playing with Etherscan. I was looking around. Like I didn't know what Etherscan was. I didn't know what any of it was. I didn't even know what wallets were. I didn't know the interaction between anything. So I said, you know what? Instead of I got unlucky, right? Like I just, I kind of got wrecked. I kind of clicked on some shit. Some other people got lucky, and just watch me pass them with grace, as I was not the most fortunate dude in the world in my crypto journey. But I never for 1 second let it bother me for half 1 second. Everyone was like, "How did you deal with that?" I was like, "I'm pretty sure I fell asleep an hour later and just like went to bed. Like it was whatever." And then I woke up and I was like, "I'm gonna start streaming or whatever."
Yeah.
Like I was like, "I got to do something. Like I'm pissed off. Like let's go." But yeah, no. So that's how all this shit started. Like in the beginning, I got hacked, and then Bryant, Valley of Brand, and Wales, and I was asking for help, and people were asking me to talk about it because people were sketched about it. Like I was, anyway. But now I have 3 times more hex than I had then. But the valuation is much lower, frankly. So anyway, Sam, any closing words? I'll answer. That was a quick little answer Q&A. I'm not ashamed to talk about anything that's happened in my life, unlike a lot of you fuck.
I appreciate you guys. Check out Twitter down below, Instagram down below right here. We'll be back tomorrow morning. We have also a good show with Crypto Sloth coming up soon. So make sure you guys subscribe. Share this out with somebody else. If you're getting value about this, if you have friends in crypto that in your real life, take a second, share this with them. Highly recommend making more friends in crypto. If you know and understand what's going on, they're going to be tremendously valuable to you moving forward, because this is a quick moving space and there's massive amount of things to learn.
You can 10x. You can 10x your learning curve with a good network, I think.
Yes.
I think like what I'm doing by myself would take me 3 times as long, minimum. And that's probably me being more neurotic and staring at more shit, because now I can't just chat about it, right? But the guys that end up really successful in crypto, they have really successful crypto bros. And they really successfully chat for an hour or so once a week, and they make moves, and they do dope shit, and they have fat bags, and they play the fiddler with guys like, that don't have. That's why I always tell people, I'm like, you need a team, brother. I'm like, you're a soldier, yes, but you're not a captain. Like you need some things you're not. I'm not prepared to own a cryptocurrency. That ain't my fight right now, baby. I'm just not fighting that fight. It's not what I'm prepared to do. But I am prepared to cover clinically, diabolically, some of these things in a way that I don't think I see very often on the internet, Sam. And I think we're both trying to do that. So,
peace. Let's.
Hey, there's a UFC fight on, guys. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern. There's a Discord if you want to spam. Blah, 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 blah. I'm leaving though. Don't post anything. They gotta find it on their own, because it's a little that's not something you want to advertise on.
You want to post DeFi proof and take us out of here?
Yep, DeFi proof, guys. Everyone have an amazing day. If you see me pop on later, make sure you go to me and Sam's account and the CITM account, and you hit the notification bell and hit the subscribe, and go to the all button. Click all. That will make sure that you're subscribed to everything that we're subscribed to. Guys, have an amazing day.
You already know what time it is.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hex and I'm making a stay. Got me some hedge and I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that's just in case. GymRatCrypto sent me to show you the way.